All right.
All right, are we ready now?
Yes.
All right, good evening. Welcome to John Lewis Invictus Academy's Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noted. I am pleased to call this meeting of the John Lewis Invictus Academy Go Team to order. I will act in the capacity of interim Go Team chair for this meeting. Our first order of business is to call roll. I would like to, Ms. Leslie may not be ready. Ms. Gibson, can I just act as the interim secretary as well?
I can call the names, but you might want to have somebody do the role of the secretary, to take the actual minutes.
Ms. Leslie, I know you were the secretary last time. Are you prepared to take minutes for us today?
Yes, I can do that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. All right, Ms. Gibson, if you would call the names for us, that would be great.
So Kimberly Pruitt, Ellen Sims, Taisha Laster.
Here.
Is Andrea Leslie,
Present.
and then Cabrisha Rump.
Present.
All right, the team will only be able to take official action if a quorum is present. Is there a quorum present?
Yes, you have a quorum.
All right. All right. All right, next we will move into our action items. So our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you. This was provided to you. Are there any changes to the agenda? Does everyone have the agenda first off? All right.
The agenda was sent to us.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda? Can anyone here, or does it have to be somebody that's currently on the team?
It would be the three current members, so Ms. Laster, Leslie, or Rump at this
May I have
point.
a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda.
All right, do I have a second?
Second, I'm trying to find the agenda. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye or
Aye.
raise your hand. Please say aye. I saw Ms. Laster. Ms. Leslie had to step away. All right.
Aye.
All right, good. And Ms. Ruff, I heard you as well. All right. All opposed, say nay or raise your hand. All right, do we have any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. All right. Next, we will look to fill vacant seats. We will now move to fill in vacant seats, the open community member seat and the swing seat. Wait a minute. We will move to fill in vacant seats, the open community seat and the swing seat. Before we begin the process, I'd like to remind the Go Team of the following. The principal brings forth the nominations for vacant and open community seats. All Go Team members have one and only vote per seat. Individuals filling a seat will serve until the conclusion of the seat's term. Individuals filling an open seat will serve for the full 2-year term. Upon approval, individuals are immediately full Go Team members and may join the meeting. We will now begin by filling our vacant seats. These are seats which have been vacated prior to the end of the term. Now, Ms. Gibson, I don't have any vacant seats. All of my seats are open, right?
No, you have two vacant seats. So your staff seat is vacant, and then your even community member seat is vacant.
Okay, got it. All right, I have the following nominations for our Go Teams, vacant seats, and my rationale for their nominations. So say that again, staff and then community. And then my other staff member is open seat.
You have one vacant staff seat. That's it.
That's it.
And so if you want to do that one first.
Wait a
Then we
second.
go-
though. 1 second. Staff. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask. The swing seat. Remember we spoke about the swing seat? I'm good to.
And that's fine. You're fine to have a staff member in that seat.
Perfect, okay, perfect. All right, that's what I needed to hear. All right. So I would not like to nominate Rosalind Triplett for the vacant staff member position. Does anyone have any comments or discussions about this nomination?
I'd like to second that nomination.
Wait a minute, you one step ahead. I just saw that. No feedback? All right. All right, we will now proceed to vote on the nomination of Rosalind Triplett for the position of staff seat. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Thank you, Ms. Ron.
Aye.
Thank you, Leslie. I see, okay, I see your hand. Thank you. Ms. Laster. Okay. Do I have any opposed? Well, everybody said aye. All right. So Ms. Leslie, please make sure that you are taking note of that.
Yes, sir.
So I officially appoint Ms. Rosalind Triplett. Congratulations to our vacant staff member seat. You accept the nomination, right?
Yes, I do.
All right. We will now move to fill the open swing seat.
Well, no, now it's your vacant community member seat or even your community member seat.
Okay, it's right in order. We will now move to fill the open community member seat. This person will serve the Go Team for a full 2-year term. I'd like to nominate Ms. Lori Miller. I'm sorry, Ms. Rejoice Jones. Ms. Rejoice Jones to fill the open community member seat. Does anyone have any comments or discussion about this nominee? All right, we will now proceed to vote on the nomination of Ms. Rejoice Jones for a community member seat, for the community member seat. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Okay, good. I saw all 3 votes. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Do we have any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. All right, I don't see any. Ms. Rejoice Jones, congratulations.
I was actually kind of nervous.
Nervous
Thank
about
you guys. Yes.
officially accept our community member seat.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we will now move to fill the open swing seat. This person will serve on the Go Team for a full 2-year term. Nominations for the swing seat member may be made by any Go Team member. Does anyone have a nomination for the swing seat? I do. I would like to nominate Ms. Lori Miller for our open swing seat position. All right, we will now proceed to vote on the nomination of the swing seat member. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. All right, 1, 2. Ms. Rolfe, are you there?
Aye.
All right. All right. Okay. All in favor, please say it. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Do we have any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. All right, no opposers. Ms. Lori Miller, congratulations. You have now been appointed to our swing seat position. Do you accept the nomination?
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we don't have any student. All right, next, approval of previous minutes. We don't need to do that, right, Ms. Gibson?
Would approve your minutes from your final meeting last year, whenever that was.
Okay, so I do need to go through that process?
If you have the minutes, if not, you can table it until the next meeting and you could approve both sets of minutes, but they would have to be.
Oh, Ms. Leslie was keeping our minutes. Ms. Leslie, do you remember if we had minutes from our last meeting? Pretty sure we did, but no, you.
We do, but can we table that to the next meeting?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. All right, so we'll move to part G, where we go to election of Go Team members. Now, Ms. Gibson, now that everybody has been appointed, now they have votes, right? Does that happen even right now?
That's correct.
Good. So now, all right, so everybody has a voice now. Okay. We will now move to electing Go Team officers. Before we begin the nominations, I'd like to remind Go Team of the following. Nominations do not have to be second. A member may nominate themselves. A member may nominate more than one person for any position. A member may decline a nomination during the nomination process. Members may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms in the same officer position at the same school. Nominees do not have to leave the room during the nomination period or when a vote is taken. If there's more than one nominee per elected office, each nominee will be offered an opportunity to share why they should be elected to the seat. The newly elected officers will assume their position starting at the conclusion of this meeting and serve for 1 year or until a new officer is elected. And then all voting members have only 1 vote per seat. First, we will elect the Go Team's chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the chair include, but are not limited to, leading Go Team meetings, working with the principal and Go Team to develop meeting agendas, ensure every Go Team member has an opportunity to be heard. I will now open the floor to receive chair nominations. Secretary, please record all nominations. I would like to nominate Ms. Rejoice Jones as Go Team chair. Are there any other nominations? Any others? All right. Would any of the nominees like to decline the nomination? All right, if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have 2, 4, 6, 7, 6. We have 6 people. No, we have 1 person being considered for the chair seat. The nomination for chair is Ms. Rejoice Jones. At this time, I will offer each chair nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask nominees questions before voting.
All righty, thanks for that. Well, I appreciate the nomination John Lewis took me on as a young entrepreneur that was really excited to not only raise money and resources for the school, but also just awareness of all the amazing things and teachers. And so I think that being the GO-Chair will allow me and put me in a good position to continue to go out, to be an advocate for all of the goals and objectives that we have for the team, and to continue to use my platform in the tech space in Atlanta to be a good bridge to the students and the goals that we have for them academically and socially. So that is why I would love to receive the nomination as John Lewis Invictus Academy Chair. Thank you.
Do we have any questions for Ms. Jones? All right. For the nomination of Ms. Rejoice Jones to fill the position of Go Team Chair, all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. All right, I think I saw 6 hands. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Do we have any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. All right, congratulations, Ms. Jones. You will serve as the Go Team Chair for this school year.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations to you. All right, now we will elect the Go Team's Vice Chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the Vice Chair include, but are not limited to, ensuring the Go Team follows parliamentary procedure, working with the principal and chair to develop meeting agendas, acting as chair if the chair is not present. I will now open the floor to receive Vice Chair nominations.
I would like to nominate Lori Miller.
I nominate Rosalind Triplett.
So I hear Lori Miller, I hear Rosalind Triplett.
I would like to decline the nomination. Thank you kindly.
And I would like to nominate Ms. Rosalind Triplett. All right. Are there any further nominations? Well, would any other nominees like to decline? Ms. Miller, you declined.
Indubitably.
Okay. If there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the Vice Chair seat. The nomination for Vice Chair is Ms. Rosalind Triplett. At this time, I'll offer Ms. Triplett, the Vice Chair nominee, an opportunity to explain why she is the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask the nominee questions before voting. Ms. Triplett.
Okay, hello again. I feel that would be the best candidate for the position due to the previous experience that I've served on the Go Team committee. I've also worked with Ms. Rejoice Jones, so it would be a great pleasure to work along with Ms. Rejoice in reference to the duties, responsibilities, and to make sure the goals and expectations are met here for John Lewis Invictus Academy.
Great, outstanding. All right. For the nomination of Ms. Rosalind Triplett to fill the position of Vice Chair, all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
All right, see everybody. I heard Ms. Wrong. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Are there any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. Congratulations, Ms. Triplett. You will serve as the Go Team Vice Chair for this school year. Congratulations to you. All right. Now we will elect the Go Team Secretary. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the Secretary include but are not limited to posting Go Team documents, that includes agendas, summaries, and minutes, to the website and at the school, taking minutes at Go Team meetings, ensuring the Go Team is in compliance with Georgia open meeting laws. I will now open the floor to receive secretary nominations. I would like to nominate Ms. Andrea Leslie for
Mhm.
secretary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there any, go ahead.
I would like to, if she would consider it, nominate Miss Laster.
I don't see Ms. Laster. I think she may have stepped away. Yeah, I don't see Ms. Laster there. I think she stepped away from her phone or her computer, whichever one she's on. Are there any other nominations?
I nominate Ms. Leslie. Was she already nominated?
I nominated her. Yep, and then you did. Would any other nominees like to decline the nomination? All right. If there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the secretary seat. The nomination for secretary is Ms. Andrea Leslie. At this time, I will offer Ms. Leslie an opportunity to explain why she is the best candidate for the position. Go Team members may ask the nominee questions before voting. Ms. Leslie?
Well, the role of the secretary is really to provide open records, to meet the criteria for open records, and to make sure communication to all party members is handled in an efficient and accurate manner. And I feel as though I can do that. I know Ms. Laster stepped away. I wanted to know if she would consider it. The opportunity, but I will accept if she is not able to communicate to us her desire or.
Ms. Laster, you there?
Ms. Laster, are you there? There she is.
Can y'all hear me?
When I was there, Coach was there.
Yes. Can you hear you?
Because that's why I came down there. And when I got down there, between.
Can you hear us?
And what's
Sound
like,
like you're
hey,
in the.
where they going?
It's not working.
I had to ask the girl about that.
I'm sorry, I'm in between meetings,
Okay.
but I hear y'all.
So we were asking, were you interested in being the Go Team secretary?
I was trying to know, but when been there, if you ain't supposed to be, no, keep going.
Oh, but.
I can't hear you.
I said, are you interested in being the Go Team
To the game, but
secretary?
like, don't be in nobody's face. Oh, they came out the locker room with us.
Oh,
It was
Lord.
walking. And
The secretary,
it was getting dark.
Yes.
with us. And he hit me.
I don't want your mouth to be.
Sound like you need to lock into your meeting that you're in.
I mean, I don't want to take that position on because I feel like I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? That's a position that somebody can like be on the meeting like every time, you know? And, you know, I don't want to take on that position. I'm
Okay.
sorry, y'all.
That's okay. That's okay. You're being honest. I appreciate that. So Ms. Leslie, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Laster, for considering.
Thank you. And thank you for taking it. I'm sorry.
All right. Congratulations, Ms. Laster. You will now serve as the Go Team secretary for this school year. Now we will elect the Go Team's cluster representative. Cluster representatives may hold another officer position such as chair, vice chair, or secretary. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the cluster representative include but are not limited to attending all cluster advisory team CAT meetings, approximately 3, and reporting back to the Go Team on the CAT meetings. I will now open the floor to receive cluster representative nominations. Any other I would like, well, let me stop.
I would like to nominate Ms. Kirkpatrick. Is that possible to do so?
Ms. Kirkpatrick is in the meeting as just support, but her seat time actually expired.
Okay, well, I would like to nominate Ms. Rump for the cluster advisory person.
I do apologize, but I respectfully decline.
I nominate Ms. Lori Miller for the
I was about to say, what about Ms. Miller?
Yeah, do you nominate Ms. Miller as well, Ms. Triplett?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Coach Ellen was like,
I do too.
all right,
what she say?
okay. All right, I will now, nominations. Would any other nominees like to decline? I heard Ms. Rump decline. All right. If there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the cluster representative seat. The nomination for cluster representative is Ms. Lori Miller. At this time, I will offer Ms. Miller an opportunity to explain why she is the best candidate for the position. Other GO team members may ask the nominee questions before voting. Ms. Miller?
Default. Because I care about, the school, and it's a learning process, and anything I can do to serve, I'm willing to do it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Congratulations, Ms. Lori Miller. You will serve as the GO team cluster representative for this school year. All right. We don't have all of our seats. We still are missing a community member, right, Ms. Gibson? She may have stepped away.
That's correct, you are.
So one community, but everything else is filled and all of our officers are filled.
Correct.
Okay, all right. We will now move to our next item of business in reviewing and updating or confirming our GO team's public comment format. Public comment opportunities are available for GO team members to hear from interested members of the community from section 3.4 of the GO team handbook. Opportunities for public comment shall be provided at least 4 times in the school fiscal year and noted on the meeting agenda. GO team members will not provide responses or engage in direct conversation during meetings. For each GO team may determine a consistent method for receiving public comments and for parents and other citizens to sign up to address the team. At least 20 minutes of time to the public to make comments at meetings where public comment is permitted, and the public receive at least 2 business days notice of protocol for signing up to speak. Here's an example of a public comment format from the GO team handbook. For those of you wishing to provide comment, there's time allotted on the agenda from 6 p.m. to 6:20 p.m. The sign-up sheet is by the door. Each member of the public will have 2 minutes to speak, at which time we will ask you to have a seat to allow others to speak. The public comment period is designed to gain input from the public and not for immediate responses by the GO team to the public comment presented. At the end of 20 minutes, we will close public comment and move on to the next agenda item. If there are any questions or information that you have for the GO team, you may also contact one of the GO team members after this meeting. You can find GO team member contact information and meeting dates and agendas on the GO team page of the school's website. Please take a moment to review our public comment information, and are there any recommendations for updates or changes to public comment format? All right, so I think that would be a good message for us to use. The time, of course, will change, but I don't see anything that's wrong with the way that that's written for our public comment format. Does anyone have any comments about what you heard or anything that's pressing that you would like to see changed about how that message was given to you now and how it could possibly be used as our format? All right. May I have a motion to adopt this public comment format?
Yeah.
Motion, you motion to nominate. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
All right. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Do we have any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. All right. Secretary will note who made the motion. Okay. All right. All right. Next, setting our Go Team meeting calendar. All right. Adhering to the agenda, we will now discuss our meeting calendar for this school year. As a reminder, our Go Team is required to have at least 6 meetings this school year. 4 of the meetings must permit time for public comment. Meetings cannot be held during the instructional school day, and meeting locations must be places which can accommodate the public, not a conference room. May I have suggestions, recommendations for meeting dates and times? So let's look at the calendar. Today is a Tuesday. It is the 4th Tuesday of the month. All right. So we look at our calendar. Is everyone okay with a cadence of 4th Tuesday of the month? Ms. Kirkpatrick, are you still there? I stepped away.
Here.
So our faculty meetings are on a Wednesday. It's a different date. All right, so the 4th Tuesday of the month, we need 6 meetings. So today is one of them. The 4th Tuesday in October is
October 26th.
October 26th. How's that sound? That okay? If we kept that cadence?
Yep.
All right, well, so the 4th Tuesday.
I guess the November one may be a problem though if it's break.
That's Thanksgiving. So we could come back for November 30th. We capturing that. So that will be 1, 2, 3. I personally don't want to meet in December. Can we skip December? All right. So we're going into January, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th Tuesday would be January 25th. That would be 4. February 22nd. 5. And then for the last meeting, March is April.
So you'll need a meeting in mid-March to approve the budget. So usually, I don't have the calendar in front of me, but around like that 1st or 2nd week of March, the budget is due.
So we say March 8th? That would be March 8th is the 2nd Tuesday in that month.
Yeah, if that works for y'all, then that sounds like it, it will fall within that window. So you would be good for that day.
That would be 6 meetings, right, guys? If I'm counting, we count today, that would be 6 meetings. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You might want to have one more just to do wrap up. you know, after that, the second administration of the maps and the second round of the DAS screening,
Okay.
which I think those windows are in like the March timeframe. So, you know, just to kind of give the team a report out on that end of the year data.
So we can say our last meeting could be April 26th. That's the fourth Tuesday in April. That's right around testing though. Testing may be about to end during that time. Maybe over. If we need to make any changes out, that will give us 7 meetings. So that's one over what we are scheduled to do. Now we need to decide what the public comment meetings would be. And so that we have to have 4 meetings that are public comment. So our next meeting. Go ahead.
Did y'all say a time?
Oh, no. Is 5 o'clock a good time? 5:15? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's good with me.
Is Leslie, are you okay with the 5:15 starting time?
Yes.
Okay. So 5:15 to 6:15?
Can you confirm the March date?
Yep, March the 8th.
March 8th. Okay.
We'll go second because that's budget time. And then again, April 26th will be the last one. So public comment meetings. Is it okay if we make our next meeting a public comment meeting?
And that's October 26th.
That's October 26th. Okay. So that's one. Now meeting in. We are meeting in 1, 2, 3, 4. We said November 30th, right?
Yes.
All right.
January.
So October 26th, November 30th, January 1, 2, 3, 4, January 25th. And then March is budget. Oh, no, we can either do February and go ahead and knock it out, or we could do the last one in April. What are your thoughts?
February.
Huh?
I would go for February.
February? Everybody okay with that? Okay. So our February 22nd meeting. So public comment meetings are October 26th, November 30th, January 25th, and February 22nd. All right. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
All right, let's keep right on moving then. Go team officers, we've done that. We have review public comment format. We set the calendar. All right, review, confirm, update, and adopt Go Team norms. I would like to table that because I don't have a draft of the norms right here in front of me today. I can bring a draft at our next meeting, or Ms. Rejoice Jones and our vice chair can bring a draft of our Go Team norms to our next meeting.
Ms. Gibson, would those be the updated ones that I received from the last year, the norms?
Yeah, so we have the example norms that we sent.
Mhm.
They might be right either in the script or they were attached. Or if you all want to discuss the norms that you had last year to see if you want to make any changes, you guys can work from that. Either way is fine.
Okay, great.
So I do have some norms right here in this script that I can read to you, and we can adopt, or we said we could do something different. Ms. Jones, do you guys want to hear the norms that we have here, the ones that are scripted?
I mean, outside of like we can't change the language. We kind of have to stick to that, right, Ms. Gibson? Like,
No, the ones that we give are just a sample or an example. So your team norms can be whatever y'all want them to be.
Right.
But we just provide these. So for teams that don't want to, kind of go through the process of developing them, they can use these as a starting point and make edits, or just start from scratch. It's totally up to you all.
All right. Okay, let me read these out. It says, now we will determine our Go Team meeting norms. We will begin by reviewing the initial Go Team meeting norms. This meeting of the Go Team, only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. All right, so that's the first norm. The second one is we will be fully present. We will follow the agenda as noticed to the public and stay on task. We will be respectful of each other at all times. We will be open-minded. We invite and welcome contributions of every member and listen to each other. We will respect all ideas and assume good intentions. And we will approach differences of opinion with curiosity. Does anyone have any changes to these norms? Anything in here that we can't live with? All right, well, let's keep going. May I have a motion to adopt these norms for our Go Team?
motion to adopt.
All right, do I have a second?
Motion, second.
All right, all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
All right, all opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Do we have any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. All right, we will adopt these norms as our own. Ms. Jones, I can send it to you so they'll be on each agenda when we send them out.
Sounds good.
All right, we will now move to the discussion items on our agenda. All right, so let me fill back out. To those, 1 second, please. All right, the first discussion item was the Go Team member responsibilities, which we've done. The second item was our meeting schedule. And then our next item was.
Do you see the list that I sent to you, Principal Garner? I think that was from the
agenda.
I sent the updated.
All right, let me pull that up real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, discussion items, our school improvement plan. So for us, and wasn't prepared, but I could share a copy of that. Our school improvement plan is on our website. But basically, in our school improvement plan, we had to have three main, the Atlanta Public Schools has the APS 5. And so that aligned really specifically with our core strategic initiatives here at John Lewis, which is climate and culture, quality of teaching, literacy, and then the one that we added this year is STEAM. All right, so in our school improvement plan, we have an 8 percentage point goal for developing plus in the 8 content areas that we take the Georgia milestones on. Those 8 content areas are math and science in 6th grade, 7th grade, and math, science, social studies, and ELA in 8th grade. So essentially there are 8 subject areas that we are scored upon by the state. Now for our school, because we should be a state-directed school, but we are not. And the reason we are not is because John Lewis Invictus Academy was once Harper Archer Middle School. So when the district dissolved that middle school and began John Lewis, we weren't on the we were not in the bottom 5% just because we didn't simply phase the school in. So for us this year, if we can stay out of that bottom 5% of schools that are similar to ours, we will not be a state-directed school, which means the state has to come in and guide our work for support. So within our school improvement plan, it outlines what our goals are. Again, those 8 percentage points that we want to show increase in those 8 content areas. We have a whole child initiative that speaks to our social emotional work, which includes all of our what we call game changers, our caseload managers, to include communities in schools. That's all Ms. Laura Miller's work. Communities in schools, family ties, our social workers, our counselors, our mental health therapists who all work within the school. In addition to that, the district behavioral assessment that we are right in the midst of giving right now to evaluate students' social emotional levels. And then the last part of our school improvement plan our goals is to decrease our student discipline again by 15% throughout the school year. So at a high level, that's what's in our plan, and it just really highlights who's responsible for what. I will bring a copy to this meeting at our next meeting, but again, it is on the website. And if you need a copy of it, just let me know and I will email it to you so you can read it at your own leisure. Any questions about school improvement plan and what you've heard until you get a chance to read it, if you have not already? All right, our next discussion item says COVID protocols. And so for us, like all APS schools, we are mandated to wear masks at all times during the day, with the exception of lunch. We try our very best to keep distance among students within classrooms. In addition to that, we eat lunch within the classrooms to keep kids in cohorts so that when positive cases arise, we can have some measure of being able to contact trace which students have been around each other. I can share with you and tell you that we have had positive cases of COVID-19. We test twice a week as we do surveillance testing twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. It is now mandated that all staff receive COVID testing twice a week as per our superintendent and school board, and all families who opt in to test have the option for their students to test as well, up to 2 times per week. But yes, I do want to definitely say we have had positive COVID cases, and we have had students who have had to quarantine due to COVID-19. But we follow all of the district's mitigation strategies when it is a positive case to, like I said, effectively contact trace and make decisions on who needs to quarantine based off what the CDC has said for vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals. Any questions about that?
Our community members, or like parents, is open for parents and community members, or it's just?
Or within the school, it's just for staff and students within the school every Monday and Thursday. But I know there is a public site at Douglas High School.
At Douglas, the one right next to it.
Yeah. Yes.
Mr. Garner.
Yes, ma'am.
For those students that elect to be tested, how are they given a paper parental consent, or how does
Yes,
that?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They are given parental consent form, or they can do it online,
Okay,
straight to, I forget the name of the company who does the testing for us.
Viral Solutions.
Viral Solutions, that's right, Viral Solutions. So they are able to do so that way, and they have a list of everybody who has stated that they would like to be tested, all staff and students. Well, it's not an option for staff, but for students.
can a parent, I guess through John Lewis, click on the link for Viral Solutions?
For their child,
Yeah, if they wanted to do the parental consent through John Lewis's website.
I don't want to say the wrong information. Let me look on to that. If not, we definitely need to have it there. I know that we've sent out information, via calling post to parents to make them aware. And then for some parents too, when Viral Solutions are here, we contact parents and get them that information as well. But I think that if it's not on our website, I definitely need to have that option there for parents to be able to do that.
Yeah, parents might be more inclined to approve the consent if it's easily accessible for them.
I agree. Okay. Any other questions about COVID protocols? All right, next is a leveling update, school enrollment counts, and on day 25, leveling guidelines, personnel, staffing changes for your school, if any. So for us, let me just go directly to the information. So all right. So for us, our fiscal school year 22 projection was 893 students. We currently have about 873 students, which means our enrollment is down by about 20 students. Due to that, that is a total of $72,822 and 38 cents. And the general fund carryover was takes away about $1,821.90. That equates to so those would be the losses as it relates to those 20 kids. We lose about $72,822. And then from the general fund carryover, about $1,821. As it relates to staff, our special education enrollment declined. And so we earned 14 IRR teachers at the beginning of the school year, which we feel we had two IRR teachers to since resign. And due to the numbers, it took our enrollment, we only earned 12 teachers. And so those two teachers that resigned just means we cannot refill those positions. So we earned 12 and we have 12, which keeps us at still 100% staffed as it stands today. Any questions about leveling and how that impacted us in our enrollment or anything of that nature? All right. Sorry. All right. Universal screener information and data. So we just got done administering the MAP universal screener, which is what we will give 3 times this school year. I can tell you that our MAP take rate was not where I would like for it to be. We ended up at about 76% of our students who were tested. But, you know, we will do some things differently to have that percentage up the next time we take it. I learned a lot during this first MAP assessment. One, the bandwidth capacity within our school, which is not ideal. Second thing was the next time we give the MAP, we won't do it through a class period, but we will stop school as if it were the Georgia Milestones, 1 grade level at a time, and teach students will sit and take the test until they finish. I think what we did this past time was we said, you know, they would take the ELA portion of the test during the ELA class. They'll take the math portion of the test during the math class. And what ended up happening was it wasn't enough time. So instead of sitting and taking the test, a lot of the students had to stop and then try and come back and take it the next day. And then if something happened with COVID, or, you know, they were on quarantine or just didn't come to school, we ended up in a cycle. We only are having about 79% of our students attend school. So we do have a lot of students who are being impacted by COVID, or who just, you know, aren't coming to school consistently or as consistently as we would like. And so, you know, that percentage of students who we're getting every day kind of aligns directly with the percentage of kids who took the MAP assessment. But some of the results of the MAP assessment. First, I mentioned to you in our school improvement plan that we had an 8 percentage point. And we're still meeting. Text me, Ms. Bright. I'm gonna call you after this meeting. All right, I'm gonna finish up quickly. We had about a goal of 8% percentage points that we want to have students perform developing and above. So remember, on the Georgia Milestones, there are 4, you know, achievement bands: the beginning level, which is the lowest level. And students who score in the beginning level earn 0 points. Then you have a developing level, and students who score in the developing range earn half of a point. Proficient students earn 1 full point, and then distinguished students earn 1.5 points. And so our goal was to take our students from that, you know, lowest range to the developing plus range, and we wanted 8 percentage points above what we did last time they tested, which was a full school year, which was 2018-19. So we have a lot of work to do in our 6th grade ELA and our 6th grade math ELA, where we were down about 8.7 percentage points, meaning developing and above. We want at the end of the year to have at least 40.7% of those students at that range. After the first MAP assessment, we only had 32%. In math, we were looking to have 45.4%, and we only have about 34% right now developing above in math. In 7th grade, same. By the end of the year, we would like to have 48.6% of our students at a developing plus. And after the first assessment, we were about 12 percentage points away from that goal. And in 7th grade math, we would like to have 46.5% of the students developing plus, and we're about 13.5 percentage points away from that goal. So again, we give this test 3 times a year, and what we want to do is see growth. I'll tell you with our 8th grade students, though, it's totally different. For our 8th grade students, the goal was to have 40% of those students, 40.2% at developing and above in ELA. And we crushed it. We have 47% of them already at that range, which is a 6.8 percentage points higher than what our goal is. And the same in math. We want at least 29% of the students at developing and above. And we hit 39% after the first assessment. So what this tells me, and I'm glad that we're taking this assessment, one, it gives us a point to know exactly where our kids are right now. And it's the beginning of the year. So we have an opportunity to really show if everything that we're doing in our district, the intervention block in math and in ELA, the tutoring sessions that we're about to begin starting even tomorrow and every week throughout, as teachers decide what days they would like to stay to be compensated to do tutoring for our students. And then our daily, just teaching practices. Are those things working at a high level? We have the opportunity to show growth and to be able to hit those marks and hit those targets by the end of the school year. As I stated, Georgia milestone results. Again, the numbers that we are really tracking and looking at was, again, the last results we had. We had 67%, 67.3% of our students at the developing level, at the beginning level, 67%. So when you think about that, you have over half of the students who are earning no points for the school, right? So a lot of work to do. Same in math, we had 62% of the students in the lowest range. So over half. My goal is, if you can see that 62% of the students at the lowest level, we got to move that number. So if we can go from 67% of them to, over 50% or less than 50% of our students in those ranges, that's a lot of growth. Same thing in 7th grade. The last time we took the test, we had 59% of the students at beginning level, 61% in 7th grade math. And then in 8th grade ELA, we had 67% and then 79% in math. So it's room for a lot of growth within our school, but I believe we're doing the right work to see that growth and to maintain it. Last two things, I see CARES Act funding and additional items pertinent to the school community. So as far as our CARES Act funds go, again, that information is in our budget. It was in our budget on last year. How we decided to use most of our CARES Act funding was, again, to add extra layers of support for our students and staff. When I say extra layers of support, I mean using those funds to compensate staff for additional time and services that are needed to help close some of the gaps within our school. So again, we ask a lot of our teachers, and I understand and recognize that if we're going to ask them to stay and do extra, that we have to compensate them for their time. And sometimes that's not enough, right? Sometimes they just need their time away to shut down. But we do ask that they do extra, and we set funds aside to be able to compensate them for that. We had our teachers come back to school a week early to be able to get ahead of the game, to get planning done and things of that nature. So again, compensating people for their time. In addition to that, we added a paraprofessional for the Media Center, Ms. Walker, who is funded out of our CARES Act funds. And the next thing that we would like to do is see how we can use CARES Act funds for student and staff incentives. So at a high level, that's how the CARES Act funds are being used for us. We want to have student libraries in every classroom. So of course, in order to do that, we have to have bookshelves, right? So that those things have to be purchased. We purchased enough for each teacher within our building. We have over 65 teachers to have 2 bookshelves. So those things are en route. In addition to that, we want teachers to do labs and other things in science and other content areas. So again, being able to just use those funds to get everything that our teachers and students need to, do engaging activities at school. And then any additional items pertinent to the school, I don't really have anything else. I think I covered everything pretty much at a high level. The only thing I would add is, again, the work that Ms. Miller is doing around the whole child SEL and the really focusing on our most at-risk kids. We do a lot of mediations to keep down fights and confusion. And that's not to say that we still don't have conflict within the school. But we would have even more if we weren't doing these mediations and trying to get to the bottom of some of the conflict that our students may bring from the community, or just teaching our students coping skills on how to interact with each other, how to talk to each other, as opposed to, having a physical altercation.
Principal Garner, the one thing that y'all didn't talk about is the date that you guys want to attend your strategic planning session.
Okay.
Because y'all hadn't had your first meeting, I'm not sure who got the kind of overall message, but essentially, the district has been going through a strategic plan review, overhaul, however you want to call it, for the last, I think the board voted on a new plan in 2020. They've spent the last year and a half or so operationalizing the plan. So I'm not sure who, may have had a chance to attend. As an example, I think yesterday, Monday, the board had an engagement session with the community around the guardrails, and I can't think of what the other part, but guidelines and guardrails for the strategic plan. And so when Principal Garner speaks about in the school improvement plan, there are those, I guess, targets, as you could call them, as far as the goals that you all as a school have to meet on an annual basis, that year-to-year growth that flows out of the district's plan. So what Go Teams will be doing, as you guys have done in the past, right, when the teams first started, is reworking the John Lewis plan so that it will align with the new plan that the district has developed. And so as a part of that is, going through the school's data, which the principal did a great job giving you guys an overview of, and then, kind of revisiting your mission, vision, and then, the school priorities that you guys, want to set for yourselves and how you want to track those things. And so to help support you all with that work, the Go Team office is working with the strategy team to hold 3 strategic planning work sessions for Go Teams to attend. One of the 3, you only have to attend one, so that we can kind of give you that direct feedback and information on how you will go about building out the John Lewis strategic plan. Okay, and so if the 3 choices are October 2nd, which is Saturday, and I think that's from 9 to 11. October 4th, which is Monday, from 4:30 to 6:30, and then October 5th, which is Tuesday, and I think that time slot might have been 5 to 7, or 7 to 9. I can't remember. I think it's 7 to 9 actually. So as a team, you guys can decide which session you would like to attend.
So everybody has to We have to be there as a one collective team. Is that what you're saying?
Correct, because you're going to be walking through information that's specific to John Lewis. So yeah, you guys would there'll be kind of like an instructional part, and we'll say, okay, where we explain what you're supposed to do, and this is what you're supposed to use, and like the guided questions to walk through the process, and then you all will have those conversations as a team to kind of flush that out. So the expectation isn't that you'll have the full plan done by the end of your session, but we want to walk you through enough of it so that the team can get started. And then probably at your October meeting, you can, continue to work on it with the goal of having the plan finalized and the team voting to approve it by the end of the first semester, so that you can use this plan that you all have developed to, when it comes time for the budget process, right? And allocating your budget to support your strategic plan. So that's why, the teams will have to get those done.
So how is that different from our school improvement plan? Like,
So what traditionally happens is that the school improvement plan flows from your strategic plan. So your strategic plan is, let's say, a 3 to 5 year plan, but you have to think about your budget. Your budget is just, you get that annually. So we wouldn't expect that you would use 1 year's worth of money to fund, priorities and strategies across a 5 year plan. So what you do is, once you have your strategic plan, then you have your school improvement plan, which is just a 1 year operational plan. You see what I'm saying? So this year it looks a little bit different. And I guess, to be transparent, principals kind of got a freebie because the school improvement plan that you have, it might be operating totally separate from what was in your school strategic plan, right? But we didn't have a choice about that this year because the board had not finished the district plan in order for schools to develop their school strategic plan. You see what I'm saying? So you have your school improvement plan that you're working with from this year. You guys will create your school strategic plan. You're going to get your budget. And then next June, when you are at the leadership retreat and you have that school improvement plan that you're going to be developing, the things that you put on that school improvement plan will come directly from the school strategic plan that the GO team has developed. Now, the things that are related to like those math and ELA targets, those will come down directly from the district, which is different from the way it's looked in the past. In the past, anyone that's been on the GO teams would know that the school level priorities, the GO team has had kind of free reign to set those as far as what the school goals are. But now the board has gotten a lot more specific about the district's targets over a 5 to 6 year period. And so when it comes to that numeracy and literacy goal that the district has, that flows down to the school. So I know, it's a lot that I'm, talking through, and essentially that's what is going to happen at the strategic planning session is we're going to walk through what the board has developed for schools, how that, goes into your school strategic plan, how you guys will develop that, and then how the plan that you create is going to, drive the direction that the school takes moving forward.
I got you. Let me just say this too. I think we'll be okay because like what's in our strategic plan from last year, the work that we did, is our priorities didn't change, and it aligns with the APS 5. I think the district goals for us are 3 percentage point gains in proficient and above. And we set a target of 8. So, but if it has to be directly what the district has written, then we'll definitely be in compliance and follow protocol with that.
So you're saying that the 8 was what you picked at the school level, the district gave you 3%? And
Right.
that's fine. That's fine. As far as as far as I'm concerned, I don't,
Right.
if, because you went over that with your associate soup. So you
Right.
don't necessarily have to change that. But if that's the target that you've set at the school level, then, you need to, which, like I said, you've done a good overview today. But, let's say when it comes to that social emotional learning piece, you guys get the results from that. Like that will obviously have to go into your school strategic plan. There might be other priorities that, people around the Go Team table think the school should focus on.
Right.
And those things will also go into the strategic plan. So it's just going through the process of getting, reviewing the school level data, going through that with your team members in a little more detail than you guys discussed it today.
Right.
So that as a collective group, as the governance team for the school, you all can develop the direction for the school. So I know you work with probably your leadership team on your school improvement plan this year. But, usually those things aren't done separately from the Go Team. So,
And we definitely don't want to have 3 different plans. You know what I mean? Like,
right. You don't
needs
want to
be
have
a-
3 different
it
plans
all
because you're
needs
only
to
going
be
to have
aligned.
one budget.
Right.
And
All needs to
so,
be aligned.
right, so, and that's what we stress to principals, you don't want to create a plan that your team isn't aware of, and then you're asking your team to fund things that they've never heard about. So this process that we're going to take everybody through will get everybody on the same page before we move into the budget season. So, that's why you all, to answer your original question, we need to come to the same strategic planning session so that everyone will be on the same page about the direction you're headed.
You said one of the meetings is a Saturday?
Yeah, we always give a Saturday option for staff, and then some parents, that's what they prefer. So I know it's a little bit, kind of last minute for you guys. And I know, everybody's had kind of just getting the doors open, and I understand you guys have had a heavy impact with COVID. Originally Go Teams were supposed to have met by October 10th. So you guys are just a little bit behind the gun, which is why you're, just getting these dates. But I think Travis sent them out a couple weeks ago.
So the dates again, what are they again?
The 2nd, and I think that time is 9 to 11. On Monday, which is the 4th, I think the time is 4:30 to 6:30. And then Tuesday, that's the time I need to just check on, but it's in the evening, either 5 to 7 or 7 to 9. I need to just check.
All right, team. What are y'all thinking? I know I can't do the 2nd. That's Saturday. I can't do that date. The 4th, of course, we can't do the morning because we got school. It's 2 dates on the 4th, and then what's the
No,
other?
the 4th is from 4:30 to 6:30. And the 5th is from 7 to 9.
In the what? In the morning?
PM.
7 to 9. Triple start laughing. The 4th Monday. This is just me, guys. Y'all push back and say what you can do. For me, I'm thinking the best time would be that Monday. What, 6:30, 5:30 to 6:30? What's the time?
4:30 to 6:30.
4:30 to 6:30?
Yes. Mhm. I'll type it in
right
the
at
chat too.
dismissal. Right at dismissal.
We'll have to, sorry, hold on one second.
Miss Leslie, I like your pup.
Thank you. I have to hold her because she's screaming because I haven't fed her yet.
Yeah, I'm thinking, guys, 4:30 to 6:30, we'll have to make that work. Maybe ask our people to help us out with dismissal.
So that's on the 4th, October 4th?
Yes, ma'am, on Monday.
Okay.
We need to put that on the calendar so I can make sure we don't forget about it. Wait a minute.
It's gonna be virtual. It's gonna be via Zoom. So I'll make sure that you all's information gets into the system, and then I'll put it in that you guys want to attend on the 4th, and then you all will receive an invitation. So it's going to be via Zoom.
And we'll be creating a whole new strategic plan, not looking at what we already had or.
So you can use, I believe, your old strategic plan. You should have your school improvement plan available, so all of those things will be resources. So like, let's say the data that you talk through, just so I'm a very visual person. So like I can hear you say it, but for me, it's very helpful to see it. So anything like that, you probably, could send it to the team in advance, just so everybody will have it. And from my understanding, you'll be kind of like whole group, right? And you'll go through some sessions, and then your team then you'll go into Zoom rooms for you guys to discuss. And then each school will have their link. It's like, I think, let's call it a Google Sheet. I don't know. But, everybody will have a link where you can kind of type into the template for your school, for your strategic plan.
Okay. All right.
But it will be virtual. We do this, with Go Teams when we first started, 2017, I think it was. With Go Teams, we went through this process. Of course, at that time, the strategic planning workshops, we were in person. It just looks a little bit different this year.
Okay. Team, so do you want to try for Monday, 4:30? Is that the one we want to try to lock into? Ms. Jones, can you do that?
With me, Ms. Lapp.
Good, okay. I know Ms. Roth had to jump off because she's dismissing after school all-stars, but
That works with me.
all right, so we'll come ready to work. I'll make sure that you guys have a copy of the school improvement plan workbook that we had to do with the district. We'll send that out to you so you all will have it ahead of time. And also the map data that I discussed tonight. Send that to you as well. And anything else that we need to do that work.
Yep. And just obviously not the detailed reports, but like the school level or broken down by grade level, but it wouldn't have like any teacher or student information on it.
Yep. Got
Okay.
it. All right. All right. So at this time, I think we are ready to adjourn this meeting. Thank you for putting in the time that it needed to take. The other meetings should not be this long, but we just had a lot of things we had to get through tonight. So we've reached the end. Well, first of all, announcements. Does anyone have any additional announcements at this time? Any announcements? All right. We've reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time? All right. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Ms. Lester hand up.
I second.
Second. We have a second. All right. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Raise your hand. All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions, please say abstain. All right, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. And I'll get
Good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank y'all.
Good night.
Thank you.